Oh wait, I don't have like a sick fade. Oh man, hold on. Like I gotta get a sick fade going, guys. Ready? Here we go. All right. Wait, hold on. I hit the phone by accident. It started. Let's try that one more time. Ready? One more time. One more time. Ready? All right, there it is. Okay. Don't touch anything. Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It's your old pal Van Dweller back with more Mega Masters for 2026. I don't have all the graphics yet because, like, we still have Masters April finale tomorrow. But once that's all done, then we'll have all the graphics. It's just a little awkward to have them to overlap months. We tried to get away with, not doing that, and SV ruined the whole thing. Really, that is really just blame SV. That's what I'm going with. But anyway, yeah, back with more Mega Masters for 2026, and what we've got for you right now. You go over the bracket. We'll get the bracket visualizations going soon. Go over to the bracket. I'm going to put the command in the chat. You look over at Mega Masters. This is the one in the Tawny bracket, Tawny. That's the brown bracket. So all the AI generated graphics coming, not on this channel. We are not doing that. I'm still doing it the old fashioned Vandy way. So I mean, I guess I could just go like, hey, AI, make me the graphics, and it would just do it. And, it's cool, but it would probably look a little weird. So we're just going to make them the old-fashioned way. But anyway, yeah. So what we've got, Tawny bracket. It's round 1, round 2. It's going to be Alejo versus Doodle. And the winner will take on Iball. Now, you've got the brackets right there. I want you to think about this Matcherino command, because what we do with that is we support the players. We build up the prize pool. Once the Masters April is over tomorrow, we'll have the whole thing with all the incentives and whatever. But we can get a head start. Use that Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube. That'll bring up some links. Click on the one that says Mega Masters. That'll take you to the landing page with our prize pool partner Matcherino, and you look at the top right hand corner of the screen and you'll see a button that says log in. Click on that to log in. You can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube or Discord account. Once you're in, look on the right side of the screen. You'll see 2 buttons, one that says contribute, and that's where you can contribute straight cash, homie. You work hard, you get that paycheck, and then you dump the entire thing right into the prize pool. That's how it works. That's what you got to do. It's also a thing that says claim code, and all you got to do is you press on that button and it puts 25 cents into the prize pool up to 50 times across, everybody, once per account. But it adds up to like $13 or something that we wouldn't have otherwise gotten. So please consider doing that. Is it $13? It's not quite. It's like 12. Is it $12.50? That's how math works. It's $12.50. But anyway, all right, consider doing that. And one thing you also might consider doing is supporting us. We have various ways to support us. Use the support command to find those. Want to give a shout out to our patrons. The beautiful patrons. Hold on, I'll tell you who they are in a second. Where's this thing? Wait, where is that? Where is that? Oh, there it is. Our beautiful patrons are someone that you could thank or you could become one. Here they are. Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9, Tacky, Madelsberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Cat Kid, Java T, Jason, Sunny, and Mila. Everybody else in the slide, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate that. And yeah, you find a bunch of different ways to support us. You can find, if you find yourself on YouTube, you can do a super chat or a sticker. You can communicate with me for money, right? So you put money in there and put a message on it, and it guarantees that I see it. Wow, amazing. You also do a sticker. You can join the channel as a member. You can gift the channel membership over on Twitch. You can do bits. If you do that, I'll treat that like a super chat. If you want to do other things, you can subscribe to the channel. You can gift a subscription to the channel. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get an Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime gaming subscription to grant to the streamer of your choice on a monthly basis. But it is use it or lose it. You can't save or stack them, so do not lose it. Use it on us. Thanks to everybody who's in there doing codes. Really appreciate that. Okay, that is enough. We'll just bring over our players. We'll get them lined up. That is not the one we're doing. We're doing this one over here. Don't tell anyone. We're secretly using the Das Masters layout, but don't tell anyone. It's a secret. All right, so we'll get all these players lined up. I think the stencil, the stencil will need to be, let's reset that. All right, that's going to need some help. Oh, my Lord. All right, you keep playing Alejo. You just keep on playing. And I will fix the stencil for you. There's that. There's that. There's that. All right. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Yeah, you don't have to change. Don't change your stencil. All right? Don't do it. All right, here we go. Perfect. I mean, close enough. And then let's go ahead and refresh our good friend Doodle. And we'll get Alejo's camera lined up as well. All right, so you are live. You say you are live, but are you? Am I on the wrong? I feel like I'm on the right thing. All right, Doodle. Are you at a different? Like alt or something? What's up, Eve Z? Oh, you are now live. Okay, like you are now live, and I am gonna reset your stencil. Let's see. And I gotta fix your stencil. Guys, it's Mega Masters. This is the big leagues of Tetris. You gotta get your stencils. You know, you gotta do them. It's part of being a professional. If you want to make it to the big leagues, like Pixel Andy, you gotta come in here with a beautiful stencil every single time. Make things easy on your old pal. All right. What gets me is like, you know, y'all are supposed to be really good at like pattern recognition and visual acuity. And somehow stencils, not part of that. somehow it's just outside of the skill set of players. All right. We'll get some Doodle. And I was almost going to say Apollo. I'm preparing to read the Iliad, so I almost said Apollo. All right, that music means that it is time for the seeds, and it is time to begin Tetris. Vandy, I managed to PB today. Will I receive the privilege of having it updated on my player bar graphic thingamabob? Yeah, just remind me in the Vandy channel what it is. Don't do it here. Just put it in the Vandy channel. But try not to PB anymore. Thank you. What was it before? All right, are the pieces? Did I put the pieces in? I believe I did. The pieces are here. Pinners are winners. So if we can get a wonderful pinner, that would be great. Evesy definitely making sure I update her graphic, but sitting here with a got a sword, not a pin to be found. I'm on the mobile. Yep, on mobile. Oh man, mobile gang. Mobile gang. I guess that's what it is. Mobile gang. All right, players, it's time. I'm gonna refresh these individuals just to be sure that they are synced up, but it is now time. We are 13 minutes past the hour. 12 is the limit. Vandy making you do work at 2 a.m. Yeah. I work at 2 a.m. Travis, you're ruining it for everyone. Travis says, I figured it out. Mobile can pin. And you're ruining it for everybody. Don't tell Vandy. Otherwise, he'll make us pin and he'll guilt us into it. Tayo with, will I receive compensation for this labor? Yeah, I will put on a tournament with no entry fee that allows you to win hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And I won't even charge you an entry fee. How about that? All right, looks like both players are ready. F09, F72. Alejo. You've never won a penny from CTM? Oh, you gotta get good. Get good. All right, that's fine. You don't have to pin. It's fine. I'll pin them all. It's fine. No one has to. They can do it if they want to help. Alejo versus Doodle. This is round one of the Tawny bracket. My favorite bracket. Couldn't get rid of this color. Alejo versus Doodle in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. You haven't won anything from CTM? I mean, you made it into the top 32. There's a good chance we end up paying the top 32, so. There's a very, very good chance the top 32 ends up getting paid. So, congratulations in advance. But you've never been in the top 8? Evesy, come on. Anyway, on the left side, it is Alejo. Good friend Alejo has a long and storied history in the classic Tetris scene. First tournament for Alejo was back in November of 2018. So 8 years ago, Alejo was in the Masters event. There was not even a Masters event back then. It was just classic Tetris Monthly. It was before it was main event. It was before it was Masters event. Alejo played Muhammad in round 1. That was a best of 3. That's how we were operating back then. We didn't know anything. But since then, you have seen Alejo in a bunch of different stuff. Classic Tetris League, ELO battles, community tiers. He is a winner of a community tier 1 that was against Ramations back in July of 2021. He has won a community tier 2 that was against Biggie Mac back in July of 2022. And you've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Masters of several times. CTWC Brazil. CTWC Silver in 2021. That was the second online year. Made it a couple rounds into that. And a bunch of other LATAM this, LATAM Copados, LATAM this, LATAM that. Who got Tetris Caramba? Who can forget where they were then? CT LATAM Libertadores. Oh man, I'll never forget where I was when I saw that. But anyway, that is Alejo from Argentina, seed number 43 with a PB of 1.45 million. Alejo qualified in with a 1.2. That was the average of his best 3 games played in a 90-minute mega qualifier. PB is a top 100 score, 91. If it were on the spreadsheet leaderboard, but it is not. Anyway, that's our good friend Alejo. Played in my second ever CTM that I ran way back in the day. On the right side, it is Doodle. Doodle seed number 54 from the United States of America with a PB of 1.64 million. Doodle's got matches going all the way back to January 2022. Doodle is a hopeful circuit winner. That was back in March of 2023. And it's played in a bunch of stuff. TNP, community levels. Doodle made his Mega Masters debut in 2023. That was the second ever time we ran that. Alejo up pretty high on the board. Try to make this work. Doodle also played Mega Masters in 2024. Made his monthly Masters debut in February of 2025. And so this is Doodle's 4th Mega Masters of the 5 times we've run it. Pretty good. Also saw him in the Mega Disasters tournament. That was our Das Masters tier, or Mega Das Masters tier 2. Classic Tetris bi-weekly, Pumpy's 1-day and 12-day tournaments. And I think most of Doodle's matches have come from Eat My Elo, I think. There's a big chunk of them. 345 for Alejo, 555 for Doodle. And Alejo is into 19 at 369, Longbar in 393. Doodle into 19 at 579, pretty healthy transition and over a 200,000 point lead for Doodle at the 19 transition here in game number 1. Is Evesy's CTW live in Liquipedia yet? Or not Evesy? Was it Evesy who won that? Who won that? Wait, who won that? It was Meme? Is that in there? I guess what I'm asking is any of those CTW lives in there, because I am not seeing them. Or I don't think I've seen them. Get them in there, man. This is CTW. Tetris is a war. $535 for Alejo, $791 for Doodle. $879 Doodle, $624 Alejo. Yeah, you got to get that in there. I mean, Tetris War is, at this point, you know, mainstay of the classic Tetris scene. Needs to be recognized in Liquipedia. $940 for Doodle, $716 for Alejo. So, you know, it was about a 200,000 plus difference at the 19 entry for these two. And it has really not changed all that much. So both players kind of keeping pace with one another since the 19 transition. 230 lines, the so-called kill screen will kick in. Both players are rolling, so that means they can potentially play past the level 29 speed increase. B11 for Doodle, 918 for Alejo. Tetris for Doodle, B46. That is 1.1 million. All right, Alejo into 29, 991. Doodle is in, almost in. He's got a 1.2. He's not even in yet. That is going to be a top out for Alejo at 992. C52 for Doodle. So Alejo going to top out. Doodle will take game number 1, but I would like to see him try to mullen this out. He's got a PB of 1.64, and certainly that was an opportunity to try to beat that. Yeah, 1.25 into 29. That was pretty sick. Pretty good. But Doodle takes game number 1. All right. says have been delivered. 019F. What are they? Oh, sorry. They are. No, Alejo just incremented. Wait, what happened? No. Wait, what's going on? I think Alejo incremented. Oh, we didn't get a pin on the seed. So yeah, if there's anybody in the mod ranks who can pin seeds, that would be very helpful. Alejo, we don't increment here, so we re-roll. It is a re-roll, Alejo. We're gonna be kind and not seed check bro people here in round 1 and 2 of Mega Masters. Okay, 9915B8. Okay, game number 2 of this best of 5 Doodle up 1 games to none. Alejo looking to tie it up 3-1 Tetris. So these two have faced each other 2 times in the past. They met up in the Futures Circuit back in May of 2025. Doodle took that one 3-1. Doodle would eventually go to the finals of that one, but lose out to Akatu in the finals. But he did beat Alejo along the way. And then they also played in Classic Tetris League Division 2 back in February of this year. And Alejo would take that one 3-1. So they are perfectly even against one another in their match history. So this is a bit of a tiebreaker. I always get a little worried, you want to give the match history of like 2 of the people and like one of them is just totally trounced the other one. And you're like saying that all out loud while, the person's trying to like win at Tetris and focus. And then you're like parading their history of failure against their opponent in front of them. Thankfully, we didn't have to do that this time. But it is always, front and center in my mind when I'm doing that. So I always try to soften it a little bit, But this time, perfectly matched, perfect situation. All right, we're a little droughty here, I think. And yeah, Doodle, all right, nice double, long bar down Tetris for Doodle, 206. 186 for Alejo. See, Tetris is a tough sport because for the most part, you have to listen to the commentators. I mean, I guess you don't technically have to, but a lot of people like to because score checks and, things like that, and just getting directions. But it's not like that in any other sport. So imagine if the football players had to listen to the TV commentator the whole time in order to play the game. They're like, wow, that guy real fumbled that one bad. That's terrible. This guy sucks. You know, you couldn't do it. So it's a different situation. Maybe if the players didn't have to listen and I didn't run the organization, I would just go out and be like, man, what is this player doing here? But admittedly, that would be kind of fun. But I don't know. I think I like this better where I get to be nice. What's up, David Bryant? Piano 6003. Bro is living in 6003. 272 for Alejo, 328 for Doodle. All right, nice little adjust here. T is going to come in, so that adjust will pay off. And Doodle with another Tetris. There's one Alejo as well. So it's about a 55,000 point lead for Doodle, who is also 3 lines back. I swear the music just skipped, but there's no reason it should skip. Oh, YouTube gave you that? Oh, gotcha. There was a scratch on the CD. Yeah, I would love to get this on CD. I'm really kind of bummed. Like, I'm glad that there's a bit of a, you know, vinyl and physical media renaissance, but CDs are getting left in the lurch, and frankly, CDs are like the best format. So tons of stuff, you know, it's like, oh, we're gonna have an exclusive vinyl release, we're gonna have a release on cassette, and they like totally don't put out CDs, and I just like, come on, man. Tetris for Doodle, 441. Like, you know, that whole Angine de Poitrine thing that's all viral. I love that. I bought all the, you know, FLAC files on Bandcamp. They got vinyl, they got a cassette. Can't get a CD. Saved my life. 469 for Alejo, 489 for Doodle. You don't think you can play CDs? Xbox should be able to play CDs, yes. I gotta believe that it can. Most, if you have a DVD, oh my god, you probably don't have a Blu-ray player or a DVD player. Oh my god, you certainly don't. You can burn your own CD from the vinyl. My equipment is not good enough to, you know, get a good recording that way. Tetris, Alejo, 572, 676 for Doodle. Didn't they do a Death of Disco thing at a baseball game where they set fire to a bunch of CDs? Threes, twos. When do you think that occurred? Like, what year would you say that occurred? Curious. 633 Alejo, 739 for Doodle. I just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. Like the 80s? No, they did it in the they did it in the early 80s, and it wasn't CDs, it was vinyl records. CDs were barely a format then, if they even were. So actually threes, twos, vinyls. Oh my god. 812 here for Doodle, 758 for Alejo. Why burn vinyl? They were burning disco records. It wasn't all records. Oh, that's a top out for Doodle. So Alejo with an opportunity to chase this down needs an 819. Would be safe. And a bunch of, okay. 2 more rows to burn away. And just taking the scenic route, you know, all you could do is just try to be patient, not do too much. And now Alejo is open on that right side. Does not need to get this by way of the Tetris, but okay, there it is. And Alejo gonna take game number 2. And they came into existence in 82, but I don't think anybody was buying them. They were probably like $100 and probably thousands of dollars to get a thing, but I was buying tapes, well into like 1987, 88, 89. Was I still buying tapes? I was probably still buying tapes. Yeah, it was anti-disco, not like just burn all music. It was not like Fahrenheit 451 of music. All right, Alejo here with the max. So Alejo will at least begin a max out streak. Wow, max out 1,000,000 points. He's surviving. Wow. Oh my word. What the heck? All right, there it is. New pieces are here. 11454A. They did it at the baseball game, though. It seems odd. Yeah, there was the owner of the Athletics was this, you want to say eccentric, you want to say inventive, outside the box thinker named Charlie Finley. And he would do all kinds of promotions to try to get people into the ballpark. So I'm pretty sure it was Oakland, and it was total chaos. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Disco Demolition Night, I think is what it was called. Okay, yeah, all right, no pinners here. All right. Pins are here. Yeah, thank you. 11454A. Both players are ready, and it is game number 3 times. So what was once a best of 5, now a virtual best of 3. Alejo and Doodle tied. And a game apiece. Let's go 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Want to remind you all that we do have a prize pool for this event. You can use the Matcherino command while you're watching live on Twitch or on YouTube to bring up the link. You click on that. It'll take you over to our prize pool partner, Matcherino, and it's an easy login, just like 2 or 3 clicks. You just use your existing YouTube, Discord, or Twitch account. You get in there, and once you're there, you'll see a button that says contribute. You click on that, and you just go to town and be like, hey, how much do I spend on avocado toast and cinnamon lattes or whatever? And you put that amount in there. Lex Diskey says, did we have Masters for April finish? We did not have Masters for April finish, but we are going to do that tomorrow. So about 21 hours from now. And if I remember correctly, it's Dog versus Sidnev and Alex versus Andy. $161 Doodle, $161 Alejo. In fact, same score, same lines. 254 for Doodle, 213 for Alejo. Hey, what's up, Somalian? Poo bracket indeed. Oh, Alejo in trouble. Needs a bar and does not get one. That's top out for Alejo. 66 lines in to 18. And Doodle was maybe very close to the same fate, but so maybe kind of droughty. Or just an unlucky run of pieces. But Doodle is good. Doodle is good. And we'll go up 2 games to 1. Yeah, you're both kind of in trouble at the same time. Oh, thank you, Javanti, for the pin. You are a lifesaver. Thank you very much. You can always count on Javanti for the pin. Oh, I don't have a max out belt, but I have a can of ginger ale. C14645. Both players ready. It's game number 4. So Alejo has got to win this one to stay in the tournament. I'm going to try to force a deciding game number 5. Doodle. Going to try to wrap it up right here. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. The winner of this will take on Iball, a Canadian. All right, a skimming a Tetris for Alejo. Doodle is already on the board with one. Canada Dry is the best ginger ale, says Trebus. Oh, wow, the like spin tuck craziness over on that left side for Alejo. Somehow that T like went in the total wrong direction, so I don't know what exactly happened there, but he's trying to spin it to the left, ended up spinning it like 3 places to the right, so that was pretty weird. All right, Alejo with like a hanging triple, like an elevated triple setup, and gets the triple. That will clean up the board. Tetris for Alejo, 82,000. And now you see that elevated triple formation ever since No Bars November, or at least I do now. It's like, oh yeah, elevated triple. $105 Alejo, $107 Doodle. David Bryant with the $10.85 contribution. That is going to get us to $100 even. Thank you, David. It's pretty good. We have 23 codes left in the prize pool thing over at Matcherino. Thanks to those of you who have done some of the codes. Zago, Iball, Umther, D. Bradley, Odysseus, Trebus. Thank you very much. So Canada Dry, best ginger ale? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have strong opinions. But, you know, I don't hate it. Yeah, Schweppes, I think, is kind of watery. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's kind of weak. So, but I think there's a lot of other weird brands out there, like Ventnor's and weird artisanal this and that. Then you got ginger beer. What are Matcherino codes? I don't know why they call it a code, David, but it's basically just trying to, you know, Matcherino trying to get us to prove every month that we can send 50 people to a website to click a button. So when they click the button that says claim code, it just puts 25 cents into the prize pool. And we get 50 of those. Canada Dry is insufficiently sharp for you, says Invictus. Yeah, I do like some of the artisanal ones where it's like very ginger forward and you can tell it's like real ginger in there. Doodle 433, 279 for Alejo. I mean, you could just like eat a whole thumb of ginger. That'll clean you out for sure. That's more like a ginger beer. I don't know what the distinction is. I think ginger beer is, I don't know, I imagine it being, I don't know, less filtered and more, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Somebody can actually me in the chat. I'll use, you know, CTM GPT. Somebody else. All I got to do is say something wrong, and then instantly the correct answer pops up. 551 for Doodle, 360 for Alejo. Oh, not Ventnor's, Verner's. That's what I said. Ventnor's. I was thinking like Monopoly board. No, Verner's is a ginger ale. 600K here for Doodle, just after the 19 entry. 386 for Alejo. So Alejo in need of a lot of points. He's back by about 230,000 points. Thank you, Moodus, for the 25-cent coupon. Zook says, the fastest way to get the right answer is to post the wrong one. A lot of truth. All right, 496 for Alejo, trying to hang in there. He's cut the lead by a little bit. He's now back by about 170,000 points. He's got a reasonably clean board, although starting to get a little bit high here. Has to create a couple of in the board. Doodle clears this away. Long bar down. Dirty Tetris, column 7. In the second row. Alejo with a dirty Tetris, 593. And there's one, Doodle 749, the emphatic approval, I think. Pumped. So back out to about 180,000 point lead, Doodle. Long bar down for both. And we're about 30 lines away from level 29, an inflection point in these tournaments. The speed will double. And then we'll see what these players are able to do at that point. David Bryant says, I got to get a live competition to where I live somehow. Oh, shoot. Approximately where do you live? Maybe I could tell you if there's something near you. 947 for Doodle, 735 for Alejo. If you give me your exact latitude and longitude, and the times you'll be home and not home, that would help. All right, 810 for Alejo. Yeah, CTWC runs almost all the live events. Oh, there's Alejo 29, 829, A72 here for Doodle. Doodle's board climbing, trying to bring it down. Georgia. Yeah, Georgia, the southeast is kind of a dead spot, I think, right? There is a South Carolina one. Oh, all right. That is a top out for Doodle. Chase down target here for Alejo is BO2. BO2 is the target. Plenty of runway to do this. Is that South Carolina one still going? Like, is that still a regional? So Alejo bringing this down. So he's got a long time and a lot of runway to try to achieve this. He's 200. He's less than 200,000 points back. Now Tetris is here, worth north of 40,000 now. So essentially 5 Tetrises away. The super kill screen will kick in at level 39. That's 330 lines. But Alejo would really love to just get this back down quickly and then just try to build. And no, he's not going to be able to do it. He's realistically like probably 4 Tetris 5. I think he would still need about the 5. This was about 120,000. So no, 4 Tetrises, 3 and change would have done it, but he's not going to be able to do it. And Doodle is going to hang on and take this one 3 games to none. Alejo, you played great. GG's to you. Congrats on getting into Mega Masters. It was good to see you. I mean, dude goes all the way back to 2018. He played in the second event I ever ran. So always have a special place in my heart for Alejo. Oh, GG's. We're going to go ahead and report this real quick. 3-1 for Doodle. And then we will bring in our pal Iball. I'm going to run some ads. And then I guess we'll look at them. And we'll be back. All right, let me go ahead and deform this whole thing. Round 2. Oh, let me report it first. What is this? Tawny all the way to the bottom. Report 1 to 3. Okay, so what I need to do is realize that kind of these early rounds operate a little weird. So Iball is seed number 22, so I need to put him on spot number... Yeah, spot number 11. So let's see. Player names Masters, 22. And we gotta call this one DM11. Alright, so that should pop up. Iball, good. Well, look at that. Blue steel over there. And then, what do you hits crits? Right. Oh, thanks, David. Appreciate that. All right, there's big boy. All right, he's got his hot dog curtains, his Poland flag. All the elements are here for an Iball stream. Oh, do we got hand cam? Nope, but we got plenty of hot dog curtain and Poland flag. No hands though. It's only Mega Masters, guys. Don't worry. It's fine. All right, let me fix stencil to reset. Okay, that's good. Great. Trebus says, Iball, I'm going to Poland in a couple of weeks. Want any cheese or mushrooms? Are they going to let you fly with cheese and mushrooms? They let you bring back cheese and mushrooms? Vandy, it feels like I've been listening to you do commentary for a long time. First time I heard you at CTWC 2019 in the side matches on CT2, I believe with Heather. That's right. I did that. That was 2019. Actually, it was 2019. Actually, guys. Actually. When was the last time who played CTM? Iball? March. Not too long ago. Played in January, February, and March. Didn't play April. All right, my peoples, my Mario Van peoples. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the pieces. They are here. And the pieces say E6, B5, 7, 6. Javin T with the pin. Thank you, Javin T. Appreciate you. I'm sure they've cracked down on it, Vandy, but in the 90s and 2000s, every time someone came from Poland, it was bags of cheese and mushrooms. I had no idea. I want babka. That's what I want. Like chocolate. We got people, in Austin, making babka at the farmers market, but I want one like flown in from where is it? Where is it? Like Poland and Ukraine, and I think maybe Romania as well has got it. Ukraine is kind of preoccupied. Well, I didn't ask Ukraine to send me babka, but I mean, sure, after they're done with all the situation they have going on there, give me some babka. But no, I think Poland, right? They've got it. Wallman says Canada is winning big today. They got your ever drive through the battlefield. Nice. All right, so here they are, E6B576. Iball versus Doodle. It is round 2 of Mega Masters 2026. The winner of this will move on to the top 32. Let us get them underway, and then we'll tell you everything I know about these players, which is not much. All right, Iball. Iball, look, we got a better picture for you now. You got your broccoli haircut and the whole thing. No more long hair Iball. It's all gone. We have the broccoli cut image for Iball. So there you go. You are golden now. Smoldering look there. Blue steel look. Oh, wow. I got a half a heart. Amazing. 22,000 for... Don't give me the full one. Play Tetris. 22,000 here. Iball going to get another Tetris. 46, 22 for Doodle. And he's going to get another Tetris. Iball, just play Tetris. How dare you? Iball, from his recent, I don't know, what do you know him from? You know him from recent tournament appearances in Toronto, where he was a top 4 finisher, and I believe the highest ranking Canadian in that event, because there was 2 U.S. Americans in the finals. Oh, what a shame. And then it was also the runner-up in the Washington Regional. That was this year as well. Met up with Alex T in the finals of that one. He's a winner of a future circuit back in July of 2022 at Challengers in February of 23. He is a former runner-up in the Masters event. Did that 1 year ago this month. Made it to the finals of the Masters event May of 2025 up against the dog playing Tetris. He was the runner-up of CTWC Canada, which was the Montreal event back in 24 up against Tristop. And he's got a couple more top 4 appearances in the Masters event as well. He was a top 4 player finisher in CTWC's Gold Bracket Championship in 2025. And his 2 other CTWC Gold Bracket appearances as well. And this is his 4th appearance in Mega Masters. His best finish was 2024, where he made it into the top 16. On the right side, it is Doodle. He's got matches going back as far as early 2022, actually January 4th, 2022. Played in a Classic Tetris League event. Doodle has played in Mega Masters 3 previous times in 23, 24, and 25. And this is the first match he's won. The match he won to get into this round 2 is the first match that he has won in Mega Masters. So congrats to Doodle. Made it into the Masters event a few times. You've also seen him at CTWC Columbus. You've seen him in CTWC Gold Bracket 2023 and 2024. CTWC Philadelphia in 2024 as well. Ohio. And yeah, 2025, another CTWC Gold Bracket appearance. Doodle is a winner of a hopeful circuit. That was back in March of 23. And he's playing in a bunch of stuff. 502 for Iball, 440 for Doodle. And dirty for Doodle, the old dirty Doodle. And another Tetris for Doodle. So he's one line back and about 56,000 points back. That's about 2.5 Tetrises worth of points. Jazzy Josh says, can we talk about how crazy the Mega Masters quals were? Yeah, sure, we can. Jazzy Josh says, we had 21 people get over 1.4 million, average of 3. You're not even safe. The top 20 for the 1.4. 620 for Iball, 548 for Doodle, level 19. Tetris for Iball. Jazzy Josh says, if we had the original top 16 Masters format, then 5 people who had a 1.4 qual would be out. Well, yeah, you can see why we had to make it more than 16. Right now it's 32. It could shrink to 24 potentially. Kind of wait and see on that, but I prefer not to do it, but you know, shrinkflation, guys. 726 for Iball, 631 for Doodle. $667 Doodle, 811 for Iball. A couple of bars there, very nice flat for Iball. It's like he knew they were coming. So I don't know who tipped Iball off to the seeds. It's not right. Oh, misdrop there for Iball. Didn't get the rotation on that L piece. That'll clean up fairly quickly though. Good pieces. And not going to slow him down too much. 877 for Iball, 735 Doodle. Tetris says, Vandy, I'm freaking scared. All right, Tetris, why are you freaking scared? What's up? CT qual format is freaking you out? So yeah, you mean their qualifying format is now going to be, is it a new format, or are they still doing number of max outs, or are they going to the point system? I don't know what they're doing. I don't really follow what they're doing over there. A76 for Iball. He's got the max out and more. He's pretty close to the 1.1 million. Doodle, 930. Yeah, is the format going to be number of max outs, or is it going to be the point system that they've been experimenting with at the other regionals? It's points. It says just a plunk. I don't know you, just a plunk, or plans, or whatever you are. So I'm sure you are telling me the truth, but I just want to hear it from somebody that I know. Just a plunk is correct, says Cole. All right. I'm sorry I doubted you. I didn't really doubt you. I just, corroboration. Just a plunk could be, AI slop for all I know. C70 fake news. Tetris for Iball D17, Doodle B10. That's a 200,000 point plus lead. I don't know you. I don't know. People come in here and say all kinds of stuff. That's a top out for Iball at D20. So Doodle with a chase down needs to get to D20. That is a 1.32 million, and Doodle not going to be able to do the thing. And Doodle going to miss an opportunity there, and I think that's pretty rough because you get a player like Iball, former Masters finalist, topping out on 31, and you got runway. That's tough not to be able to chase that down. So Iball going to take game number 1. Level 32 kill screen. Sounds like that. Seems like that sometimes. All right, new pieces. The Plankster saved me from a house fire. I vouch. All right, Tetris, vouching for Plankster. 802CE5. I'm going to run an ad after this game if Twitch will let me, just to try and, let's see if Twitch lets me. I'm not sure that they will. But. Either 2 or 3 if it ties up. But. So I guess new CTWC qual system is going to reward points for depending on how many of a certain score you get. I don't know the full rundown, but I think you get like 1 point. Is it 1 point for a max out and then bonus points for every 100,000 above a max out? Is that how it works? All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 2, Iball and Doodle in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Is it on their website, or do you have to find it in Discord? Max equals 2 points, 1 plus per 100K. We got it. 2 for a max, 3 for 1.1, 4, etc. All right, it's very confirmed. We're getting it all confirmed. Well, I think that's a good way to do it. The old format was getting a little tight there. The qual format should, have something to do with the way the games are played. And if you're just going to cap people's scoring in the quals when it's a max out, when really all the consequential points are really going to be scored on the later levels, 29, makes total sense finally to make that change. So I'm for that. And yeah, the other one was just getting a little. It seemed a little arbitrary. It's like, all right, well, somebody got 12 and someone got 11. Is there really a big difference between an 11er and a 12er? Not really. So hopefully this point system will be able to spread out the data a little bit so you can really just see definitively like, okay, yeah, this player's, clearly outplayed this one, who outplayed this one, or at least, this cohort clearly outplayed this cohort, clearly outplayed this cohort, right? So hopefully that will happen. I'll be watching from somewhere. Don't know where yet. Classic Tetris with the raid, a party of 48. Thank you, Classic Tetris, for the raid. You are watching now Mega Masters, Classic Tetris Monthly's annual championship. Welcome to the Classic Tetris viewers from, a CTWC event. Not sure what they were doing, but it was Monday night, so I'm assuming they were doing Monday night. What would be the most obvious word to call a competition that took place on a Monday night? Monday Night Mayhem? Monday Night Murder? Probably not murder. It's a family show. It is Mayhem? Oh, nice. Oh, the Vince for Doodle on the left side. Omen Voir says Monday Night Moron. See, that's pretty good. I like that. Monday Night Moron. That'd be like Stupid Tetris Monthly. Like deathmatch show. What other night? They have Friday night fights, right? Isn't it Friday night fights? Because there used to be a boxing show that was called Friday Night Fights. So that's probably what they do. And then, do they have a Wednesday? It's that original. You can guess it in one. Square Up is on Wednesdays. Ah, yeah. See, Square Up is the best name they have for anything. But didn't Ian Keith bring that in, externally? I think they need Ian Keith to name everything. 431 for Iball, 348 for Doodle. Thursday night. Let me think. What would Kingsman call Thursday night? Thursday night Thunder? Because Thunder's all violent and exciting. Spectacle, right? It is? Oh. On CTL, that's what it is. Yeah, of course. All right, Iball going to top out at 460. Doodle has got an opportunity again to chase down Iball. Long bar down, Tetris, Doodle. There's another one. 10,000 points more is what Doodle is going to need. A triple is worth 5,700, so it'll take more than one, triple. Or Tetris is fine, and that'll work. So there you go. Iball tops out. Doodle completes the chase down this time, and you can't let those opportunities go by when you are up against a player like Iball, who is, of course, ranked number 7 in the Premier poll. So you go up against a player like that, you got to take these opportunities when they come. So we are tied up, and the pieces are there. I'm going to run a quick 1-minute. So players, if you want a little stand up and break thing or stretch or do some burpees or whatever, you can do it right now. 1 minute. Yeah, I'm super curious to get, what do we is now, is it still 2 hours? Is CTWC quals 2 hours now? 90 minutes. That's great. That's a big win. Okay. Looks like both players are ready, so we have a few seconds left. Let's get these players ready to go. Game number 3 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Is ginger ale doing its job? I'll tell you that. I mean, it's doing what I'm asking of it. So, like, I wonder. So they've been testing the point system at some regionals, right? When they're testing the point system at the regionals, those are only 60-minute qualifiers, though, right? So we can sort of only really extrapolate from there. They're not doing 90-minute quals as a test, right? Oh, there have been some 90s? Oh, that's cool. Space City was 90. It's too bad that we don't have room for like more scorers in the, the qualifier form. Because I wonder if you could take like the top, because we have players who played 90 minutes and tried to score as high as they could, every single game. So I mean, we have. I think a lot of those VODs are lost, though, so we can't really extrapolate from the CTM data, really, can we? Unfortunately. Tetris says, if Mega Masters was CTWC qual, I got 22 points if I remember correctly, and that definitely makes it in. Yeah, I wonder for those whose qualifier still exists. I wonder, just to get a smattering of what, a sample of some of the top players, sample of like middle range, and then a sampling of kind of the players at the bottom kind of boundary. Someone did qual stats for Mega Masters? Oh, wow. A lot of people don't play AO2 like they would play this format. Right? Well, yeah, AO3. But that's true. But there's not a lot of room for, it's only 90 minutes. There's not a lot of room to, like, well, I'm going to top this one out. I'm not going to, I've got a 1.2. That's not going to be enough. I'm going to, not going to finish that one out or care. Like, people are still trying to get the best scores they can in most games, right? So, I don't know. Maybe it's not a 100% comparison, but well, it will be fun to watch. 403 for Iball, 418 for Doodle. Doodle gets another one, 441. 2 lines apart. Doodle up about 38,000 points. Are there any Any big surprises as to like people who haven't gone to CTWC before, or people who are not going? Do we know a lot of that stuff yet? I don't follow any of this, so. Floating Mino, you love to see it. $474 for Iball. Paco and Crab Rangoon are both going? Oh, that's cool. Good. Burbia critical. Nice. Sidnev is going good. Yes. So yeah, you always want as many top players as possible going. That's the rough part, is we got, you know, so many top players outside the US, and it's like they can't go. But yeah, this year, that's great. Oh, Zro is going for the first. Yeah, Zro wasn't. You know, Zro is a fun, you know, story in the last one. But now he's like a contender. Only about a month away, so. Double 600Ks, I think, or pretty close to that anyway, for both these players. Game number 3. Doodle still up 38,000 points and 2 lines. Like, it's the same, pretty much the same. Yeah, it's tough to say what's going to happen, but it seems like it should be Scooty's year. He's been winning everything. It seems like it's his turn, but you know, anything can happen. I mean, there's too many good players to really know what's going to happen, and just a lot depends on how you play on the day. Yeah, but I mean, Scooty's even turned it up since last year. 760 for Doodle, 723 for Iball. Oh, Silly Shark going too. That's good. You need double elim. I mean, I'm for that. You know, I think it's fun to, you know, be able to say, hey, I made CTWC, have a top 48. It's really hard to do in person, but I have, you know, I'm kind of in favor of a tighter, in theory, tighter of a top 33. There's a 5 below from Iball, 789. He's been pouring it on, and he's tightened the lead a bit, or tightened Doodle's lead. Long bar is down for both, and essentially it is tied because, you know, Iball back by 4 lines and less than a Tetris. So yeah, now Iball with the real-time lead. And the actual lead. Yeah, I think at that high level, it's such a long day, though. That's the thing. Like, I think if you were top 32, it would just let you kind of spread out the, you know, the day for players. And so they wouldn't get to the end of the second day and just feel like totally wiped. You get a higher level of competition. Not that the competition level hasn't been high, but on the other hand, people travel a long way. They want to say they made it into CTWC, and you take away 16 spots. It's pretty disappointing for a lot of people who travel who don't even make it in, so I get it. Max out for both. Doodle back in the lead, A83. Now into 29 at B19. And somebody's car is being stolen out there, so that's good. That is a... oh, boy, yeah. This is going to be a top out for Doodle at B33. Chase down target for Iball is B34, and this is tough. even for the number 7 ranked player. So needs to get to B34. That left side, oh my word. That is a top out for Iball, and Doodle is good and will go up 2-1 on Iball. So Iball not able to extricate himself from this whole snarl at the bottom. Seemed like it was low enough to do, but then, you hang a bar and that's what happens. So Iball, we need, you're like Samson, right? We cut your hair and now you've lost your powers. So we need to, the shirt's coming off. Iball, are you like frame mogging Doodle or something? What is happening? Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm losing at Tetris, but I'm going to win the frame mog. Or whatever. That's crazy. What the heck? All right, let's get some new pieces. You can go shirtless. Yeah, that's fine. As long if it's legal on Twitch, you can do it. If it's legal on, I guess if it's legal on Twitch, I don't want to say that, but I don't need someone showing up in a banana hammock or whatever. But yeah, if Rory did it, I guess it's fine. C1 FBE4. All right, y'all. It's a strip Tetris with yeah. If you lose, that's it. You lose, you strip. I guess that's what it is. Please do not play strip Tetris in Pasadena, please. Tetris, you definitely can. I would love to have that happen. C1 FBE4. Both players are ready. Game number 4. Iball versus Doodle in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, you might want to get that mole checked there, Iball. I'm just saying. All right, there we go. Let's go. Game number 4. So Doodle is 1 win away from advancing to the top 32. And Iball finds himself, down 2-0 in his first round of play. This is a player who has finished in the Masters event as a finalist. The player has been in the top 4 of CTWC. Two to one. Yeah, sorry. 2-1. Sorry. Oh my God. Wait, did I say something wrong on the internet? Oh God. Oh no. It's all right. Dan V will just AI my voice in and fix it. It's fine. Tetris for Doodle 101, 97,000 for Iball. By the way, more Masters tomorrow. We've got an afternoon solo match, round 1. That's ID Kirby versus Mark, German Mark. Deutsch Mark. I don't know. And then the Masters finale is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central US, which is 23 UTC, I think. And that'll be Dog versus Sidnev, Andy versus Alex for the April Masters Championship title thing. That is what's going on tomorrow. Evesy says points are given for CTL and CTM performances across the year, and gold seeds are reserved for them. Then do gold double elim with the extra time. Yeah, I don't hate that kind of system, although then it makes the seeding dependent on like what external organizations do. I'd much rather see them have a or a regional qualifier system that works like that. So have like, you know, a certain of the regional qualifiers are designated as counting toward that like golden seed, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Like, and if you win one of those, or whatever your standing in is across those, or whatever, something like that, I think that would be the ideal thing. But of course, that puts a lot of pressure on these regionals, and then you got to pick out, you know, certain of those regionals as like the top tier premier regionals and really put some production behind them. So something like, you know, Genesis would be one, you know, and then wherever else you can put high effort, and then scatter them across the country, the U.S. and the world. I mean, a couple in Europe, a bunch in the U.S., maybe one in Asia, something like that. And you win one, and you're in. Well, you'd have open quals, but you can win a golden ticket by winning a regional. You know, and really, you know, pump those regionals up so that it's worth traveling to. You know, that would be the ideal. But, you know, that doesn't come free, right? You gotta make that pay. 523 for Iball, 486 for Doodle. And then there would also be open qualifiers for the rest of the spots, right? Something like that. And then you could do a whole year-long, you know, road to CTWC, and all that stuff counts. What counts is Lori gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. Thank you, Lori. Really, really appreciate that. They went to Hardy Beats, Lauren Peterson, Eric C., Con YouTube, and Joy Davis. Thank you, Lori, for your generosity. Appreciate that. Everyone who wins regionals is going to make gold anyway, though. Yeah, but then they don't have to. But maybe you lock in like a minimum top 16 seeding or something like that. Or I don't know, something. Like a fast pass to the later rounds. And then you don't have to play like, I don't know, maybe there's reserve seeds in the top 16 or top 8 or something. $7.12 for Iball. What do I know? I don't know anything. Don't ask me. I'm out of the loop. 583 for Doodle. 766 Iball. Well, Ben says silver and bronze can be all about inclusivity. We need to make the gold bracket smaller. You know, yeah, I don't hate that. And then push for double elim gold. Yeah, I don't hate it. So 727 for Doodle, 864 Iball. Doodle here, back down. Iball motoring along, gets another Tetris, 924 on 24. So about 150 something thousand point lead for Iball. Same line count. best of 7 semis onwards. Yeah, I mean, use that, get some time and then use that extra time to take some of the pressure off that last day. I just feel so bad for the players. Like, end of the day, getting shuffled around. You're playing like 4 rounds. It just seems like a harsh day. And I feel like performance has to suffer a bit. 871 for Doodle, 866 for Iball. There should be a third place match for a bronze trophy, says Just a Plonk. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Then they can, that gives the production time to sort of build stuff for the finals. They could use that time. Tetris for Doodle. Now, Iball is into 29. He has got a 1.2. Doodle is back by, score-wise. Well, he's caught up very quickly in lines. So he's back by about 160,000. Doodle has got to try to, keep going here because we have seen Iball, top out, and it seems like Doodle's not going to be able to stay with it. And that means Iball is good in game number 4. So we're heading to a decider. There would be plenty of time for extra matches with loads of fatigue if like half our time wasn't spent playing single player by ourselves. Yeah, I mean, that's why some of the regionals, or maybe just do some of the online qualifiers. Like, why not? I guess it's not an, equal playing field if it's online with live, but all right, new pieces are here. All right, that's it. CTWC. You merge with CTM, and then we will basically be your online throughout the year qualifiers, right? That's what you got to do. That's all. A little partnership. Imagine the CTWC monthly Masters event. Imagine. I mean, That was a thing that was possible several years ago. Okay, looks like both players are ready. It's game number 5. Iball and Doodle are going to battle it out one game to get into the top 32. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. How many other competitions, says Moodoo, spend half their time qualifying at the World Championships? I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like, when the way you put it like that, it sounds like, oh, they can't possibly do that, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. There's like the World Series of Poker where you just buy in and they seat you at a random table. So maybe you just buy in, they put you in a random pool, and the top 2 players of each pool emerge or something. And if you don't, and then, I don't know how many pools there are, but, too bad, so sad. If you don't make it in. $117 Iball, 114 for Doodle. Qualifying is more inclusive, though. It is. And you know, you get people who just like, I don't know, are not involved in the online scene and they show up. Like, I don't know, you get a big surprise every once in a while. Now, is it worth is it worth making everybody just like play half the time solo games so that we can get the, every other year one person surprise? I don't know. Probably not. 206 for Doodle, 186 for Iball. I mean, there could still be an open qualifying, day of element. I don't know. Lady Vader wants him to qual it home before the tournament. Tetris Doodle, 260, 256 Iball. Oh, the pullback there for Iball. Long bar goes in. And yeah, this is a tight one. So 3 lines apart and basically a Tetris apart. And all right, same score. Doodle up 5,000. Very, very close. Tetris Iball 330, 337 for Doodle. Laurie rooting on fellow Canadian Iball. $421 Iball, 409 for Doodle. All right, Doodle, a couple of, or at least one flap long bar burn. Oh, just squares and bars and squares and bars. All right, Doodle handling it. This is kind of an annoying sequence of pieces for Doodle. The long bar comes, that's a triple. And Doodle gonna open it up. Long bar in Tetris, Doodle, and another one. Lines are tied, and it's about a 70,000 point lead for Iball. So Doodle did a great job surviving there. That could have been really bad. But it wasn't. 581 Iball, 513 Doodle. $15 lines away from level 19. So Iball has got a 649 and has potentially one more Tetris, but not really because he's got 4 lines of garbage over the well. He's going to burn these lines away. And he's in to 19 at 652. Doodle in at 606. Looks like a double 600K transition for these two. Expect nothing less. Oh, that's true. You could just have people vote on the seeds. You know? Just vote. Just get a group of elders and luminaries. 710 for Doodle, 753 Iball. All right, a little bit of a misdrop there for Iball. I think he was trying to adjust that over to column 8-9, but undershot it. He cleans up okay, though. Still got a lead. About 46,000 point lead for Iball. Am I an elder or a luminary? Certainly not a luminary. And I guess I'm an elder. Oh, boy. Yeah, we all just vote on it, you know, Premier poll style. There are worse systems than that. 850 for Iball, 855 for Doodle. All right, super tight now, just a few thousand points apart, level 24. Long bar helps Iball out a lot. Tetris 949. Doodle's got 949 as well. All right, long bar in for a triple for Doodle. Trying to live this. Just trying to take a good board into 29. Trying to get some points before then. Up against a tough opponent like that. Doodle going to bring this all the way back down. He is clean. And looking at Tetris. And ahead by a small amount. And now kind of all in on a bar very quickly. Long bar, not all in on a bar, but needed a bar quickly, let's say. All right, long bar in for a triple Doodle, A40. Iball gets a little separation at A58. Doodle starting to high center a little. We're trying to bring this down just so we can have a shot at 29. I don't know if that Z was undershot or just kind of what the plan was. Oh, no, Doodle. Doodle in trouble, and that is going to be a top out for Doodle, and that means that Iball will be moving on to the round of 32, round 3. Doodle, you played very, very well. And congratulations on winning your first ever Mega Masters match. That's a big deal. And Iball, yeah, shirtless strats work. All right, you want here? I guess Iball, you frame mogging everyone, the whole world. There you go. We're all getting frame mugged. I think I lost. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. But GG's Doodle. That's good. You played great. So. Everything to be proud of there. I'm going to report this real quick. Don't have the bracket visualization on the stream yet. We'll have it after tomorrow. But you can take a look at the bracket. That means Iball will be taking on Cobra in the round of 32. It's a crazy matchup for the round of 32. Round of 32, Cobra versus Iball. One of those players will not be in the top 16, which is nuts. All right, folks. Thank you all for hanging out. Really, really appreciate Iball versus Cobra will be cinema. I agree. In the tawny bracket as well. So, yeah. So, the poo-poo bracket, anything but today. I said but. Okay. Anyway, yeah. What happened? Thanks, everybody who supported the channel today. New or just resubs here from Tayo. YouTube memberships, Hardy Beats, Lauren, Eric, Khan, and Joy. Those came from Lori. Thank you, Lori. Raid from Classic Tetris 48 viewers. Thank you for coming over here and hanging out with Mega Masters. Thanks to our patrons, Scott Gray, Jane Window, Canine, Tacky, Middlesberger, N-Dog, Mr. Brain, Corporal Jr., Troy Dan, Kim M, Kaka, Java T, Jason, Sunny, Mila, everybody else. Thank you very much. And the prize pool right now sits at $100. Yeah, so that is going to do it for tonight. Join us tomorrow. We got tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Texas time. So 12 plus 1 plus 5 is 18. So 18 UTC. ID Kirby versus Mark. That is a round 1 Mega Masters match. And then at 23 UTC, 6 o'clock U.S. Central Time, it's going to be the Masters April finale with Dog, Sidnev, Andy, and Alex T. Should be a banger no matter how that shakes out. That's going to be a good one. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate you. YouTube. Oh, I want to thank those of you who contributed. By the way, we had coupons done by Laurel, Moodus, contribution from David, Zago, Iball, Umther, D. Bradley, Odysseus, Trabus, Davis, Weather, and a bunch of other people. Thanks for your coupon codes. Appreciate you. All right. That's it. Tomorrow, I will see you. Mr. Borrow, Jeff Mack, Jade. Thank you all for hanging out on YouTube. Hope to see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye. And Twitch. Who's playing Tetris tonight? Got Morlando with a CTM Tier 2 Round 1 match. Grand Designs versus Max. Is Tetris friend? Oh, that's Classic Tetris 24/7. It's all right. We're going to head over to Morlando. I guess Lack is also playing, but we'll head over to Morlando. We've raided Lack before multiple times. So his viewers know that Tetris exists. And if they're not over here, they're never coming over here, right? Right? Take care, y'all.